What is up, everybody? Welcome back to the Wrapped Up podcast. Today, we are going to be discussing Playboi Carti's new album, Whole Lotta Red.
Yep.
Just came out about an hour and 10 minutes ago. We both listened to it already. And yeah, it's been highly anticipated. It's been about 2.5 years since it. And I would say that both of us
Uh,
are pretty big Playboi Carti fans. So we were extremely hyped for this album. Um, so yeah, I guess we can start with your opinion on it right away, and then we can discuss off that. So, floor is yours.
Um, I just want to start out by saying that's not what I expected.
Yeah.
Um, I think he tapped into the whole like more aggressive. I don't even know if this is right, but like vampire-esque vibes. You know
Mhm.
what I mean? Like the raspy voice. That's that's not what I was expecting. There were some songs later in the album. I'd say like six of the last eight songs I actually enjoyed because it reminded me of like older Cardi.
Mhm.
But I want to say first two-thirds of the album, it was kind of like just this aggressive, like the raspy, and every single song had the same ad libs, like the constant like
Mhm.
yelping in the background. I don't even know how to make the noise. It's like, but it's like over and over again. I felt like that was the ad lib after every line.
Mhm.
I don't know if I'm disappointed, confused. I can see this album growing on me at least a little bit, but I I am a little disappointed.
Yeah. I'll start out by saying I'm extremely disappointed. Um, I think Playboi Carti's first two albums can be considered classics among the trap genre. I think I could confidently say there's no misses in his first two albums.
Yeah.
I thoroughly enjoy every song. Listening to this album, the first, five, six songs, I'm like, it's all right, whatever. Hopefully it picks up. I honestly, I didn't really, I enjoyed a couple songs, and there were a few really popular leaks that were on it that I remember. So, I was a little bit excited about that, and those were fine. But overall, uh, I was just sat there after listening to the album, and I was like, wow, like I almost want to say most of the album is trash in a way. And I was forcing myself to like it at some points. I was like, oh, I could see myself liking this. And then as the song went on, I'm like, stop playing yourself. This is not good. I'm extremely disappointed. I don't think there's one song off this album that is better than any songs he's released in the past, besides At Me, like any song on his previous two albums. Um, yeah, I mean, I like the Kid Cudi song mainly because of Kid Cudi, the humming. He did
Oh
great.
yeah, when the humming came in at the beginning, I was expecting a lot, but even Cardi's version on that song, it was just like
And then on the
Cardi
Kanye
he
song,
carried the track.
it was like the Kanye song. It was literally like 90% Kanye, which I thought he did pretty good. He did fine. And then Cardi in like the last 30 seconds didn't really fit. It was very weird. But yeah, overall, weird album.
I
I don't
that's
think
hit the nail on the head. I'm more confused right now than anything. I'm just this is almost like what you'd expect if you were following the memes that go along with Cardi. This is what you would expect to come out, I feel like. And that's exactly like I thought he was gonna come back to like his older roots because in some of the snippets we heard, it sounded like older Cardi almost in a sense, just like kind of evolved. So I was pretty excited from the snippets, but it's I don't what I almost feel like I would have preferred a whole baby voice album and I wouldn't even want to tolerate that.
yeah,
I just the raspiness and the screaming, it's nice for like a feature like Flex Up. He killed that feature, but for a majority of an album, the one positive thing I can say is that these songs are going to slap live.
hmm
But if you're going to like just sit down and listen to an album, I can't enjoy this, honestly.
yeah. One thing I forgot to mention, the beats are a million out of 10. Some of the best beats I've ever heard about. And I know you can slap this in on the car full volume and still go crazy, but that doesn't, defeat the fact that like I don't think he did anything, new. And like we said, like we were saying, we were kind of scared he would be more baby voice. We did not expect this. He went the totally opposite direction. He didn't hit old Playboy Cardi. He didn't hit baby voice Cardi. He hit or call him Vampire Cardi.
Playboi Carti.
It was so weird. It was like because these beats are so what's the word?
They have so much potential. They're
They
spacey. They're like futuristic.
like wasted. He like wasted them because they were
Yeah,
so good. It was so
they're
weird.
insane.
Yeah,
Um,
I remember on one song, I didn't add it because I didn't like it. But it was Punk Monk.
yeah, yeah, yeah. That's that song. Okay, Punk Monk is a perfect example of a song that went on too long. That
Mhm.
song was 3.5 minutes long. Some of these songs should have been like 2 minutes.
Yeah, and then also in that song, I don't know if he was name dropping a lot of people. They don't have the lyrics up yet, but I remember he was talking about like he was saying like he messed with Lil Keed before. He name dropped TJ like they turned him against me. He said something about Uzi. He said something about again he was name dropping a lot of people, and it almost sounded like he was talking instead of rapping. It was very weird. But that song was absolute garbage. So I just found it interesting how he was name dropping a lot of people. I'm kind
Yeah,
of
it was the yeah, Punk Monk. I remember looking at the song and I'm like, there's still a minute left specifically. The only songs that I really like kind of looked at and I liked were Sky, and I can't even think of how that really goes at the moment. And then Over was a leak. I think that was the long time part two, like whatever that's what people were saying. I like that song. But I mean, I'm definitely gonna go back and listen to this all the way through again. I don't know if because like just going into this, I had such high expectations. It may have swayed because I kind of had a preconceived notion about how this was gonna sound, and it was just so far like left. I could kind of tell though after the first like 4 or 5 songs, I'm like, oh, it's gonna be that kind of album. And it was nice to have some decent songs at the end, but like you said, it's still not as good as his older stuff.
Mhm.
Um, I don't know. I mean, these songs are gonna slap in the car, like you said, just because of the beats. And like Cardi's raspy voice, that's cool on a few songs, but just to hear it over and over again with the same ad libs, like it's just. And I know he's one of those artists that can make repetitive work, but I think in this scenario, it just didn't work at
Mhm.
all.
Um, I know the song New Neon was also a pretty popular leak when that came up.
Hmm.
I got so excited just because it's like I know this. I've heard this before. I know it's good. Finally, a breath of fresh air. So that was a bright spot. I know Over as well. And yeah, like you said, it was kind of weird because I had the same thoughts about the bottom half of the album, more like the last like maybe not the last, but like if you take like the last like 8 songs, I would say 4 of them are pretty decent. So it started to pick up a little bit, but even then, like those songs were just like decent, maybe like a like I don't know, slightly above the average, but like nothing
And I think they sounded so much better at the time because of like
before.
how bad the songs before were. I mean, there were some throwaway tracks on here. Like there was for like 30 seconds, he would repeat the same
Hmm.
line over and over again. And not only that, because he could clearly make that work as we've seen in older songs with his older sound, but like with this raspy, screaming, like yelping voice over and over again, it's like it was just annoying at some points. I was just thinking in my head the whole time. I'm like, am I like, do I like this? Should I be liking this? Because I can't. And we're clearly open-minded music fans. Like if you like someone like a Playboi Carti or a Lil Uzi, you're not there for the lyrics or the substance. Really, it's more about the vibe. But man, this is just it's really just not good music, and I feel like he just didn't even put any effort into this
Yeah,
for the majority, you know?
yeah. This is an interesting one because if you have someone who's never listened to Playboi Carti before and they tell you he's not good, I totally understand it because he's totally different. But coming from two Playboi Carti fans, I would say,
And big fans at that.
yeah, huge fans. If you tell yourself that this album is good or dare like say great, like you literally don't know what you're talking about. And I usually respect opinions, but we love this guy and we know this is not him at all. And it's just like, it's so frustrating because we waited so long. Like Uzi made us wait how long? 3 years? How long was it?
It was Love's Rage 2 came out August 25th, 2017. So it was about 2.5 years.
Okay, so
So about the same length.
he made us wait 2.5 years, and he came out with one of our favorite albums of the year,
Yeah,
almost my favorite Lil Uzi album. It's either that or Love Is Rage 2.
it was so good.
Very close. That's what we were kind of expecting. Like at the minimum, I thought this was going to be a good album. Like minimum. The fact that like I think Cardi literally didn't put out a bad song before this album. My hopes were so high. Um, it could have used maybe a couple more features just to balance it out. Because like
Yeah,
I said,
I
there's
because
like
when I played the first song, I looked down on the feature list and I saw Kanye and Cudi and Future, and that's it. And there were so many speculated features. I'm assuming a deluxe is gonna come out. And
I don't know. I don't know if he's the
what
type of guy to put out a deluxe. I feel
I'm,
like he's gonna be gone for the next 2 years again.
yeah, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised, but like what Uzi did when he dropped his album, he was super active on Twitter, and people were like, "Bro, where's Myron? Where's Lotus? Where's the song with Chief Keef, like Kobe Rolly, whatever?" And he was responding. And then that second tape was literally more than 50% of the leaks, and that's what people wanted. There are so many good Playboy. Where's Pissy Pamper, Kid Cudi? How are you gonna tease that
That's
with Kid
really
Cudi
like if you
a
don't,
couple
yeah, go ahead.
a couple days before the album, and you added this verse, and everyone's so hyped about it? That's literally your biggest leak, and you're not going to put it on your album. I mean, if there is a deluxe and it's not on there, I would be extremely surprised, but it's just like, what are you doing?
Yeah, especially let's say he didn't play or like tweet that video of him and Kid Cudi, and it's not on the album. Like, damn, it probably should have been, but it's whatever. The fact that he put out that video as well with a new verse with Kid Cudi, like, how was that song not on this album? That blows my mind. Like, that's the song. If you don't know Playboi Carti, you most likely have heard that song
Yeah.
before. Like, it makes no sense to me. I don't,
And when I was listening to track one, I was scrolling and I saw the features. I'm like, that's weird. There's only three features, and there weren't any songs where it was like Playboy Cardi and blah blah blah. Because sometimes there's hidden features. And then I read like the album, like you know how when a big album drops, they put like the
yeah, it
um,
said it wasn't on it. I got so sad when I read that.
I know. I was like, I was literally shocked when I read that the song wasn't in there. I'm like, damn. And the first couple songs, I'm like, all right, this is like, it's like hype, you know, the first like one or two songs. I'm like, all right, these would be really good live songs. But then it's like, same thing for the first four tracks, six tracks, eight tracks, 10 tracks, 12 tracks. And there were some throwaways on this. Holy dude.
Yeah, a lot of them. A
I'm
lot of
just
where I
like,
literally, there's like some where I probably like skipped the song
I
and there's like
wanted
45
to.
seconds left.
I listened to the album all the way through. There were probably five songs that I was like, I was getting bored. Like I literally wanted to skip, but I'm just like, all right, I need to listen to this all the way through. But like I was getting sidetracked. Like when Juice dropped Legends Never Die, I literally put my phone down and listened to the whole album. Same thing with Uzi. I just couldn't focus on the music. I
Mhm.
don't know.
Yeah,
And Twitter, bro, the memes are so funny. Like everybody copy and pasting that same paragraph about it being the best album ever. But I've seen like probably 90% of reception already say it's absolute trash. And I
yeah,
know that's a lot of that's people that aren't really big Cardi fans, but there's like diehard Cardi fans being like, we waited 2.5 years for this shit. Like, and I can't blame them.
yeah. It makes me sad because this puts out a very bad reputation towards Playboi Carti. Like some newer fans might be like, "Oh, this guy dropped an album, let me listen to it," and then they won't listen to his old stuff because this is garbage. And it's just sad because his old stuff is very good. So I mean, it's really sad. I, I don't know. It's so weird. Like this is
It
one of
is.
the guys
It's
where I'm
weird.
like, okay, he'll get the job done. At minimum, I'll be a little disappointed with like a average album. I don't know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna listen to it again, and I don't think it's gonna change much. I don't think it's one of those albums where you miss something or it's so weird. And yeah, I was just in shock right after listening to it. I was just like, wow, like that's it. I don't know.
I don't know either. And it's a long album. It's 24 songs, over an hour long. It's a really long album.
Yeah.
And it feels like this is my theory. I think that Playboi Carti dropped At May, and it got a lot of bad rap because of his baby voice.
Mhm.
And then after that, I think he changed the entire album. That's what I think.
Could
Because
be.
it sounds just thrown together. It literally sounds thrown together.
Mhm.
Like with Uzi's album, there was like he had like three different parts. He had like transitions between the songs. There was a theme. It fit the album cover. I think first of all, okay, the Cardi's album cover, it's garbage.
Yeah.
Honestly, it's trash.
I know it was supposed to like resemble an old magazine covers. It's so bad. I hate
It's terrible. And I'm like, all right, whatever. I don't care. It's an album cover, but like there's no story. I mean, I know that's cliche to say because like, but when I'm listening to an album and it flows together, like I like that, And I
it.
feel like that's part of dropping an anticipated album. Like if you look at Travis Scott's albums, like they're put in a specific order for a reason. This is just I really don't know what to say.
Yeah. Most of the album just sounded like one huge song
Yeah.
that was just garbage. It makes me so sad. I was
And
so
I
excited.
was like during some of the songs, I like you said, you were trying to force yourself to like it. I'm like, all right, like I was bobbing my head, like I could definitely see myself like raging to some songs like this just because of the beat and him screaming over it. But like, you cannot sit there and listen to this music and enjoy it.
Yeah. Um, I mean, I don't really know what else to say. It's so disappointing. Like this is the most disappointing album of the year in my opinion.
I
Um,
agree.
based on
And
all the
and
hype.
when we do listen to an album, obviously it grows on us over time. Like even with Eternal Take, like at first I'm like, I don't really like half of this album, but then the more I listened to it, the more I liked it. Leroy's album, the same thing happened for me.
Mhm.
Um, like I said, I think this album's there's some songs are gonna grow on me a little bit, but as a whole, it's just it's really just not a good album.
You know,
It's like you said, I think it's the biggest disappointment of the
yeah,
year.
it has to
This
be.
could be the most disappointed I am by an album in my entire life so far.
Yeah, especially rap album. I mean, we're only like what 20 years old, so I mean, or you're almost 20, so
Yeah.
um, you know, yeah, we haven't really experienced something with this much hype. This is almost like Travis Scott dropping a terrible album. Like he's not as big as Travis, obviously, but like the hype built around it, it's
The
like Lotta.
numbers he the numbers he puts on Twitter, like that he gets like every tweet has 100,000 likes within an hour. Like Cardi has a very big following, and I just it's almost like he just followed what the memes were saying about him because we see him like oh he's tweeting out all this vampire shit, blah blah blah, like it's Cardi doing his weird shit again. I really thought that he was just kind of using that as promotion, and then he would like go back to his old sound or whatever. He really is just Iggy changed him. I don't know what else to say.
It
Can we
has,
talk about that? She's
yeah.
literally bashing him right now.
Honestly, after this shit, I don't blame her.
Bro, she's saying like he planned a family vacation 48 hours ago and then he hid from the housemaid. He's got a girl over that he was cheating on Iggy with while she was pregnant. Like clearly, clearly Cardi's not the biggest feminist.
I would say, I would say so. Um,
But just that's the cherry on top of this album.
yeah.
I mean, you're getting publicly bashed by your baby mama while your album is just flopping. I mean, it's gonna do ridiculous numbers first week just because um this is highly anticipated and people want to listen to it for themselves. I could see people like listening to this just because of how bad it is, to be honest with you. Like they're like, I gotta hear how bad this is.
Yeah.
We might see the biggest first to second week drop off maybe ever in an album, I think, in sales. That's probably not a stretch to say. Disappointed. That's all I have to say.
It's just so unfortunate because this is going to give Playboy Cardi fans such a bad rap. Somebody asks you, do you like Playboy Cardi? And you say yes, and they don't like him and listen to this album. They think you don't know anything. And it's just sad. How do you go from Playboy Cardi and Dial It to this? It blows my mind. I don't know. Like I said,
He's literally he's just changed his everything. And I get that artists evolve, but I don't know, man.
Especially like with the vampire stuff. If you're gonna do all that, at least like have your album be like a theme, like a vampire like nightmare kind of spooky theme if you're going to go that route. But there's like a couple references. I know the song Vamp Anthem. I don't know if you remember that. They had like the piano in the beginning, or that like that classic vampire noise. I don't know if you remember that. The beat was ridiculous on that one. And I was hyped for that one because I thought it was going to go crazy. And then it was like, okay, whatever. It literally seems like this dude just threw random songs together.
Yes, I agree. I mean, he. I
I don't
want to. I feel. I want to say there's like a deeper meaning behind this. Like he's
there's
reckless. He
there's
doesn't
not.
care. He just. He just knows that. I feel like I don't even know, dude. What is going through his head?
I don't
This
know.
dude is so weird. Like,
He's very weird. The more you look into him,
Uzi's weird, but then he puts out some fire ass music, and you're like, all right, whatever. This is just weird.
yeah, I don't know what's going on with him. And the sad thing is, we're probably not going to see more of him. I would think in the next couple of years,
Dude, I don't think he might.
he might call it a career.
I was literally about to say because of the reception of this album, I would not be surprised if he retired. Like that's if that happened, I'd be like, I'm not completely surprised.
Yeah, he's got all the dough he needs. So I mean, at this
I,
point, you don't want to go 2 for 4. 2 for 3 is a better percentage. So, but I want more. Oh, it's just so frustrating because it's literally it came out today, and I want more music just to make this better, and it's gonna be years. I'm assuming.
I
Probably not, but
you know what? Like you said, people can have their opinions on this, but anybody that calls this trash, I'm with you.
mhm,
Um, as much as I want to defend these artists that aren't lyrical, and because we both like lyrical artists too, but we always defend artists that are just straight off vibe and energy. And this is whack. This
yeah.
is whack. I'm sorry. I'm not even sorry, actually. It's very sad.
I'm just disappointed. It's like, how do I explain this? It's like, I don't know. It's like your son, who's like a straight A student, comes home with like an F on his report card. It's like, you've never done this
No,
before.
no, it's like you know you have it in you,
Hmm.
but what the fuck is this? You
Yeah,
clearly didn't study.
yeah,
You clearly didn't try.
yeah. And it's frustrating. I mean, I don't know how much longer we can go on just bashing this, but it deserves it, in my opinion. It's oh man, it's sad. It's really sad. Like, I'll listen to it again. We're gonna listen to it again. We're gonna make.
Maybe depending on how we feel, I don't even know. I was gonna say another podcast, but
I don't
I don't
think it'd be that much of a drastic change.
know.
I might even unadd some songs, to be
Yeah,
honest. There
I
was
downloaded the whole album when it came out. Um, but man,
there was some songs where like maybe a 20-30 second stretch convinced me to add it, and then the
yeah,
rest, I was like, why'd I do that?
yeah.
We'll see. Overall, not good. Trying to think. Next
I
month we have Drake, right? In January.
Yes, I'm looking forward to some normal music.
Yeah.
To be honest, it's nice to have all these new sounds this year and everything, but like Drake, you can't go wrong with Drake.
I think the biggest thing that makes us better, in my opinion, is Kid Cudi's album. I'm assuming you liked it. I don't know how much you liked it, but
Yeah,
I
I
feel
listened. It took me like I think I was about a week late on it, but or I don't know if it was 5 days, whatever, a week. It's good. It's quality music, and people are. I saw some people saying that like, oh, he's just copying what Travis Scott does. I don't really. I see this how you could think there's some similarities there, but I feel like Cuddy's in a lane of his own. I thought it was a
the
fantastic
the
album.
problem with that argument is Travis Scott was literally inspired by Kid Cudi, and he took huge inspiration from him. So it's kind of like I definitely do see. some Travis Scott like there's no it's not saying Travis can't influence Cuddy because he definitely can. And there was some parts in there where I'm like, oh, this is like exactly like Travis's flow, but maybe it was like a little part of one song. There's no like Cuddy's the master and Travis is the student in this situation, and there's no reason why the student can't teach the master anything. But overall, to get away from that topic, that's all I've been playing. I think I had like before it dropped, I had like maybe like 12 hours of Kid Cudi this year, and I think I'm at like 21 or something in like
Really?
weeks. Like it's literally all it's. I think it's top four album of the year for me personally. Um, so I have that to hold me over. Harlow released an album that I thought was pretty good. Dirk just released an
Yeah.
album today or last night.
Yes, it was last night. Yeah, I listened to Harlow's album once. I thought it was really good. I kind of just had it going in the background. I paid attention to some songs like a lot, but I thought that was good. I'm hearing good things about Dirk's album.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I need to just go back and I need to listen to something good now because
Yeah,
like I was thinking about going back and listening to Cardi's album again all the way through, but I really don't think I'm mentally prepared to do that right now.
no. The fact that we're even saying that right now about Playboi Carti, it's crazy.
We
It's
were
like
so I was so hyped for this.
I was I was so ready to just be blown away and just like, okay, 3 for 3, classic. He's a trap goat. Nope. This is the biggest problem I have is this isn't an average album because we would both be disappointed if it was average because
Yeah,
we love him. This
yeah.
is literally like at some points I rarely do this. I was like just like in disgust. It was so weird. And to do that, if I do that with someone I don't like, let's say NBA YoungBoy for example, I do like some of his stuff. But if I listen to a song and I hate it, I'll kind of be like, what the hell is this? That's understandable. When it's Playboi Carti, someone who I love, who you love, it's like, damn.
I posted, dude, like okay, I was halfway through the album and I posted that like it got posted on Apple Music. I was literally like, I'm going to delete this post. I don't want people knowing that I was hyping up this album.
Yeah.
I just made another post with the long time lyrics just to feel like this that took a long time.
Yeah.
Because it's funny, I think, because everyone's like using that and saying like, oh, you made us wait this long for this fucking horse shit.
Yeah.
But rightfully so. I
Mhm.
mean, I was like, damn, bro. Like I was like, I needed to delete that I was listening to this. Like I saw some of my friends that were listening to it, but I'm like, I already know they think it's trash. And I don't let other people's opinions sway mine. I
Mhm.
just want to put that out for the record. I just the only good scenario that this album could be played in, I feel like, is blasted in the car only because of the beat. His maybe the way he sounds on a few of the songs, and then obviously in a concert it's gonna be fine because it's just loud. But like, I don't want to be with people if I'm listening to this in the car.
No. Even if it's not like quality content, one of the best parts about blasting something like this in the car, like with your friend, is like actually rapping the lyrics as well. It's very hard to understand them on some songs, and it just sounds
Oh,
bad.
genuinely. Yes, because like there's some songs that will play like I know that when we're in the car or whatever like and they'll mumble like we'll like go along with it and it's fun. Like it's actually still enjoyable to listen to. He is literally completely mumbling on some of these songs.
Yep.
And it's like it's the raspy like screeching and the ad libs are inaudible.
It's just like like literally every 5 seconds.
And that's what we do to like poke fun at me,
Yeah.
Playboy Cardi, you know? And that's literally what he did.
Yeah.
I don't know if I could even rate this right now. Genuinely, I think it's like a 2.3. I think that's fair. That might be a little high.
Honestly, might. I'll I'll say there was I don't know. Yeah, like a 2 to a 3.
I don't even care that the last like 6 of the 8 songs were decent. The fact that that was the highlight of the album is disgusting because those would be low tier songs on his older albums.
Hmm.
Literally.
Yeah, it's
I
one of
was
those
like
where like the
bobbing my head vibing with it, but I'm like, man, the first part of this album was garbage.
I was hoping you would have that opinion because if I came on this and you said it was great, I might have not talked to you again. And I respect other people's opinions. I was kind of scared. I'm like, because like I was talking in the chat obviously, and you weren't
I
saying
didn't want
anything.
to
It's
say
like,
anything because I wasn't like completely done. I'm like, okay, I'm like, there's like 6 songs left. If there's some great ones, it's not gonna shift the album around, but I'm gonna be like, all right, there was some really good songs on here. But really good, there were a few good songs. There was like 2 or 3 good songs. Not even really good, not bangers, just 2, 3 good songs. Like
mhm.
they're fine. I'll play them again. I don't know. I don't know what's happening. We need to get I think this was a wake up call for other artists, to be honest with you.
So
People are gonna see this and probably start taking their music a little bit more seriously. I think Be Ya by Mario Judah.
I think it beats every song, almost every song on this album. Maybe
I
one.
agree. I
Yeah,
agree. And I saw people saying that and I'm like, I honestly agree.
yeah, 100%. And the sad thing is, if Cardi actually like says he tried and this is his like he has pride in this work.
Then stop trying. Do what you were doing before.
Yeah,
Just please stop trying if that's what it takes.
I don't know. Anyway, should probably just wrap this up. It's a lot of time to just be trashing on him. Um, but yeah, go listen to his older stuff, guys. You'll see why we're actually high on
And
him.
you know what? Listen to Whole Lotta Reddit. I wanna hear what you guys honestly have to say. Like you could bash it, whatever, but just like I want you to have to experience that.
Yeah. And with that being said, have a great night, guys. Merry Christmas to anyone who celebrates.
Yes.
Stay safe out there.
And pray after listening to this album, please,
Yeah,
or do something. I
yeah,
don't know.
yeah. Do something to rid you of this evil spirit that's instilled in us. But anyway, have a great night. Have a great day. Merry Christmas and stay strapped. Peace.